Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I will be crocheting it forward by teaching you how to make this Cookie Monster pattern. It's super easy, and you can make it for Afghans. You can make a bunch of small ones. I'll show you how to make a granny circle out of it and do some blocks with cookies, which I'll also show you in this video. But it's super cute for little boys, and I guess you could make it for a little girl too and just have a pink background. So let's get going. So the materials needed for this pattern is some royal blue, some black, and some white yarn, a large sewing needle, your crochet hook, and some scissors. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you is this little cheat sheet that I've created on how to make a standard circle in crochet. The things to remember are to slip to join at the top of the first double crochet and not the chain 2, and then also to start each round with the chain 2 that does not count as a double crochet. It just gets you up to the double crochet height for the row. So I suggest that you take a picture of this or pause the video and write it down, because this will be the reference to keep the video pretty sweet, simple, and short. I'm not going to do all of this because otherwise it would be a long video, but it's pretty repetitive and it's self-explanatory. But I will be showing you how to change colors, which is very important. So let me go through this. You want to start with your magic ring or your chain 2 or 3, however you do your ring in crochet. And then for the first row we want to do 10 double crochets. The second row, we always start each row after that with 2 double crochets, you will notice. So again, row 2 is 2 double crochets in each stitch for a total of 20 double crochets for the round. Row 3 will be 2 double crochets in your first stitch and then 1 double crochet in your next, which is going to be the repeat for the round for a total of 30 double crochets. Row 4 will be 2 double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 2 in the next 2 stitches. That will be the repeat for that round. That will give you 40 double crochets. And then row 5 will be 2 double crochets in the first stitch and then 3 double crochets in the next stitch, which is the repeat for that round for a total of 50 double crochet. And then want to point out, when you're in row 6, you will be dropping your black and just doing all of row 6 in your blue color. So row 6 starts with 2 double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 2 3 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches, which is the repeat for the round for a total of 60 stitches. So if you want to pause the video and come back with your crochet hook and your magic circle, we can get this going. And I'm not sure if I mentioned or not, but we are using a size H 5.0 millimeter hook for this pattern. So see you in a minute. We're back with our magic circle in our blue color and our hook. And to begin, we're going to chain 2, which doesn't count as anything. And then we're going to do 5 double crochets in a row. 2 3 4 5. And I know at this point a lot of people have been taught to change colors, but what I do is I only bring it through that first loop and then I change my color after I attach it. And my black just fell, so let me get that and then bring it through with the new color. At this point I'm going to make my circle a little bit more tighter, and we're going to carry our blue yarn, so we want that in the front. Whatever yarn you're carrying and you're not working with is going to be carried in the front. So we finished that with our blue, or our black, I mean. And now we're going to pick right back up and carry that blue yarn and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, wait a minute. I was supposed to change colors in this. So we do it through the first loop, and then right here is where we're going to pull our black color in front, because we're going to carry that, and we're going to finish the stitch with our new color. That way we are slipping into that top of the first double crochet in the blue, and we have a very clean color change, and that's a slip. Whoops, let me do that again because this is kind of tricky. We need to have this black color, I don't know if you can see that, right at the top. Oops, it's just supposed to be a slip. My apologies. Okay, so here we're just slipping because we're joining the round. We're going to chain 2, and mind you, I have this black right here, and then in this round we're going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch for a total of 20, which means we're going to do 10 in blue and 10 in black. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I'm carrying this black. We're getting ready to change colors, so 9, and then going through the first 2 loops, just the first loop in that second part, put your blue in front, the carrying yarn, and then finish with your new color. So now when we go to the next stitch, we're going to carry, and we have a clean color change. So now we start over. We're doing the other 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and now we're in our last stitch, 19, and then I'm still carrying this blue. I know it doesn't look like I am, but I am. And then again, we're going to go through the first 2 loops, and then getting ready to do our color change. We're only going to go through that first loop, throw the black in front, pick up your new color, which is the blue, and finish that stitch. Now, this is where I got a little confused last time. So remember, when you're going to slip stitch, you want to have that new color kind of next to it or on top. You have to maneuver it a little bit, and then you have the slip. Let's tighten that, and then you have a smooth color change. So go ahead and finish your rest of your rows like that. You'll be picking up in row 3 where the repeat is this. If you need to pause the video again and do that and make a copy, I'm sorry, not make a copy, take a picture or write it down, and I will meet you back up after you're done with the 6th row. Okay, so we're back, and you should be all finished with the head portion of the Cookie Monster. And what I've done here is I'm just showing you the finished piece so we can move on to the eyeballs. And we're going to use our black yarn and white yarn. So we're going to start with the magic circle, and we're going to chain 2 to get in there. That first one never counts because we're attaching it. And then we're going to double crochet 8, and it's probably hard to see with this black yarn, I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And again, this is how I change color. I'm going to get my white yarn here, finish that stitch with that, and then slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet. Okay, we're not going to carry the black, so that can be put in the back. So from here, the pattern says 2 half double crochets. So we're going to, in the same stitch, do 2 half double crochets. Whoops. In the next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets. In the next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets. In the next stitch, we're going to do 2 half double crochets, because we have to remember this is an increase round. It's just a smaller circle. And then we're going to do 2 slip stitches. Kind of want to make them a little loose, that way they don't and this is kind of challenging for me because slip stitches can be a little challenging. So I'm going to do 2 it's just better for me to just do that until the end of the row. So that would be the next 3. 1, 2, and again, I'll just pull that up. And then of course we're going to slip to join. And we want to get the effect where one of the eyeballs is looking down. And let me cut these yarns so I can show you how to fill in the gaps. We need to tighten it. And then there's your eyeball. So you just have to make another one just like that. What I like to do is take a smaller hook, like this is a 2.75, and then just kind of work out, even it out a little bit, in and out a couple stitches. And he usually has one pointing down and the other one pointing up, kind of crooked, but go ahead and do the other one, and then you can sew them on the top of his face, and I'll meet you back and show you how to do a cookie. Alright, moving to our cookies. What I've done is I've taken like a medium beige color, and I followed the first 3 rows on our standard crochet circle and stopped at 30 rounds to get where I am right here. So if you want to pause the video and do a couple of those or come back, that's fine. I'm just going to show you how to do the chocolate chips. So what I like to do is just go in anywhere, and these are random because cookie chips are, and pull my threaded needle and go in, I don't know, neighboring stitch, close, very close to your stitch where you're at, and then just, I'm sorry, right here, stop right here, and then wrap my yarn at the tip of the needle. We'll just do 2 for this one. We're going to pull it through. Whoops, sorry. I'm not going to worry about a knot right now because we'll come back to that probably. Make it a little tight. Go back in. Come out the back. And then, I don't know, come over here and do the same thing. You're always going to pull all the way through first, and then around it, around the stitch that you just pulled the yarn through, very close to it, like that. I'll do 1, 2, 3. Of course, the more wraps that you have of yarn on the tip of the needle, the bigger the chocolate chip is going to be. You just have to pinch them, pinch the yarn right here at the bottom of the needle, and then pull it through very slowly, and then back through, kind of to seal it. So there. Come back around here. I can make a small one. Remember, first time you're always going to pull all the way through, and then next to it, and maybe on the other side of it, very close, and then stop, and then wrap your brown yarn. So I'll just do that once. We're going to pinch it all together right here with your thumb and your index finger, and then pull your yarn really slow. Make it a little snug. I like to pull back in there as much as I can. And then boom. And like I said, you can do those randomly. The back is not going to be very attractive. What I suggest is just making a bunch of them and having it a 2-sided blanket. And that's how you make the chocolate chips. On this last blanket, I went on ahead and figured out how to do the granny square, which I'll come back here in a minute and show you how to calculate that. And then just did the background in turquoise, and then I took a bunch of chocolate chips and then randomly sewed them all over the blanket, and they were 2-sided. So it was really cute, and the little guy just adored it. It just made my heart smile. So hang on a second, and I'll be back to show you how to make him, Mr. Cookie Monster, as a granny. Okay, so I'm going to try super hard not to confuse you. But this is how we're going to turn the Cookie Monster pattern into our granny square. So if you remember on our little cheat sheet, we had row 6 at 60 double crochets, which is where you should be. So if we divide that by 12, it's going to give us 5. So we know at every 5th stitch we're going to single crochet, and then our chain 4, so it's not too loose, is going to be the spaces where we're going to do our granny pattern, and that's going to be the repeat for the round. So if this doesn't make sense, I went on ahead and drew a little pattern. So what it equals is we're going to do, I had to divide it into 5s because it's every 5th stitch, and still come out with 60 double crochets. So we're going to start anywhere on this circle on Cookie Monster's head. You're going to chain 4 and then single crochet in every 5th stitch until you're done. That's going to give you a set 60 sets of chain fours, and then in those chain fours you are going to do 3 double crochets, except when you get to the corner you're going to do into the corners you're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, just like your granny. So the first round is going to be very funny looking, but once you get going it will even it out, I promise you. And that's pretty much how you turn a circle into a granny when you've had 6 rounds. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like and share the video. I would appreciate it. Subscribe too. It's of no cost. You can be notified of any future videos. And remember to keep crocheting it forward. Thank you.